Hi everybody, my name is BattleCap. Today on my channel I start a new section called Real Russian Story. In these videos I will tell funny and unusual stories that happen to ordinary Russians. So, let's begin. The first story occurred with a guy from Vladivostok whose name is Alexey. Link to his channel I will leave in the description. If anyone doesn't know, Vladivostok is a city that is located in the east of Russia. Right here. So, the story is called How I Was Enrolled in the University, and it occurred presumably in 2001. I will briefly tell about this historical period in Russia so that there would be a more complete picture of what was happening in my country at that moment. Ended the dashing 90s, the crime rate slowly subsided, the economy and the standard of living of citizens stopped falling, bandit brigades disappeared, so the famous was heard on the streets less and less. In general, all the delights of the time that came to Russia because of these people were slowly disappearing into oblivion. But now we won't talk about this. In 2001, Losha finished 11th grade and was going to take the USC. Next I will tell from his face. We passed the exam for the first time in Russia. All passed the exam for a score of 3, since the organizers of the exam thought like that. Well, they passed the USC for the first time, they don't know what they faced with. Basically, therefore, I was lucky and I entered the Institute of Physics and Information Technology for free. But who knew there would be a lot of physics and mathematics? And with mathematics, I always had big problems. Well, it's not surprising because I was skipping math lessons and was the only student who managed to send our furious mathematics teacher to hell. I was late for the lesson. I didn't leave the jacket in the locker room and went to classes in outer clothing. The teacher told me to take the jacket to the locker room. I refused to do this and accidentally told her, "Fuck you!" To be honest, I didn't notice this, left the classroom and went to wait for the call from the lesson in the school hall. At the break, the teacher approaches me and says, "Are you completely inadequate? Why did you send me to hell?" I said, "Did I send? I would never do that." The teacher turned to my class and asked, "Did he send me to hell?" And the class replied, "Yes, he did." Oh yeah, it was such a friendly class. Now back to the USC. On the eve of the exam I was drunk and shit. I don't even remember who I was drinking with, where, for what reason, but I was definitely dead drunk. I woke up with a wild hangover, somehow got up and went to school. On the way to school I saw in the smoking place the guys who were drinking Jack Daniels and champagne. People celebrated the beginning of exams. Well, I didn't refuse, I drank with them and afterwards I smoked some sort of drug shit there. Yes, in such a tough school I studied. We passed the exam in another school. It took us 10 or 15 minutes to get there. On the way there we still drank and smoked. In general, we felt very good, but it's not very good to pass the USC. We passed the exam at the school where our school was known, so we were told something like that. "We know that you are idiots, so if normal people write mathematics for 2 hours, then we give you 30 minutes, then you can leave." We answered that we will try to endure it somehow. For 15 minutes quickly randomly stumbled answers in the answer forms A and B. The answer form C was not naturally touched, because there you need to write exercises. After we finished filling out the A and B answer forms, the exam became boring for us, so we started to play the battle of the C on the answer sheet C. A teacher from the school in which we passed the exam, when she saw this, she wasn't just surprised, she was generally amazed. She had never seen such a thing in her normal school, and so she wasn't used to such situations. When the long 15 minutes passed, the teacher said that we can leave the exam. Actually, I passed the USC to the top 3 and entered the Institute of Physics and Information Technology. I have already said that there was a lot of physics, with which I also had problems. In addition, the teacher didn't particularly like me. Really, she didn't love anyone at all. Once my classmates drew a sight at her glasses lens and we laughed wildly. She constantly asked what was funny and looked at us through her sight. We answered her that we remembered the anecdote. Of course, it's strange that the teacher didn't notice this drawing, but somehow it happened. Guys, the video is quite long, so I have to stop telling you this story. The story doesn't end there, there's something else I can tell you. If you are interested in this format and you want to see the continuation of the story, put a like under the video and write a comment that will let me know that you crave continuation. I ask to forgive me for my English, I'm trying to practice. It was Battlecap, see you soon, bye!